There are so many cards in Commander that absolute gems get lost or forgotten within the mix. Today, I'm going to be showcasing 10 fantastic cards that you should be playing in your Commander decks. So without further ado, sit back, relax and enjoy the show. Let's check out these underplayed gems. Number 1. Heartwood Storyteller. A tree folk creature that costs 2 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It has 2 power and 3 toughness, and it says the following. Whenever a player casts a non-creature spell, each of that player's opponents may draw a card. So, Heartwood Storyteller is a pretty fantastic card, especially for anyone who is playing a mono green creature focused deck. The plan is, if you're running or playing a deck stacked with creatures and have a very small amount of non-creature spells, you can get by without hopefully passing up any free cards to your opponents. Now, when your opponents cast their spells, it's very likely around 50% of those spells are going to be non-creature spells, meaning you are going to be netting a lot of free cards over the game. The only downside is this also gives cards to your other opponents in play. A small downside, but still worthwhile, since Heartwood Storyteller only costs 3 total mana to cast. The ideal situation is to cast it when you're left in the 1v1, giving you maximum value from its effect, as only you will be able to draw the extra cards when your last opponent starts playing non-creature spells, and of course you're not, as you're likely playing a creature-focused deck. It's a fun little card and could even see a home in many group hug decks out there within the Commander format. Do any of you watching use this card? Let me know in the comments below. You can buy this card for around $4. Number 2. Mystic Reflection. An instant spell that costs 1 blue and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Choose target non-legendary creature. The next time one or more creatures or planeswalkers enter this turn, they enter as copies of the chosen creature. Foretell, for 1 blue mana, during your turn you may pay 2 generic mana and exile this card from your hand face down. Cast it on a later turn for its foretell cost, which is 1 blue mana. So this is a good one, and the card art is absolutely stunning, delivering beautiful ocean vibes, complemented by the cool looking shark and its perfect reflection. It is truly tranquil. But beyond the art, Mystic Reflection is mystically good. This card is a total hidden gem that deserves far more play. For just 2 total mana, this instant spell is very, very good. You can use it defensively to turn an opponent's terrifying commander or threat into a copy of the most insignificant creature on the board, such as a 1/1 token that may be in play or a small mana dork, completely ruining their plans. Or you could use it offensively to have one of your own creatures enter as a copy of the most powerful creature in play. Best thing about this card is it affects all the creatures being cast after it. So if you're casting multiple creature spells with low stats and low mana costs, you can make them into copies of something else you may have on the board with far better stats or abilities, which is very cool. It's a fantastically flexible tool for both disruption and combo potential. I'm not sure why it's so underrated and underplayed, but one thing's for certain, it is solid and a brilliant inclusion in any deck running blue. You can buy this card for around $2. Number 3. Isengard Unleashed. A sorcery spell that costs 3 red and 2 generic mana to cast. It says the following. Damage can't be prevented this turn. If a source you control would deal damage this turn to an opponent or permanent an opponent controls, it deals triple that damage instead. Flashback for 4 generic mana and 3 red mana. So this is such a cool card. In fact, when I first saw it, I had to double check it. Triple damage. Count me in. This is an amazing card for closing out Commander games. Damage can't be prevented the turn this card is cast. So if you have enough power in play to shut down opponents, this card is going to help you get there. Plus, we get to triple our damage output, which is absolutely nuts, and it's going to massively help us close out the game. Furthermore, we can triple any damage we are dealing. We are not restricted to just combat damage, which highly enhances the capabilities and versatility of this sorcery spell. If a source we control deals damage this turn, it will deal triple. It is so good. The only downside, really, is that it somewhat It kind of has a somewhat high mana cost of 5 and its sorcery speed. But to be honest with you, you're casting this as a finisher spell, and 5 mana to end the game really isn't bad at all. Finally, don't forget the flashback. This is going to come in handy so much and catch so many players off guard. People will forget it's in your graveyard and likely mess up and let you cast it again. So yeah, flashback here is wonderful. It's a totally awesome card and massively underplayed. You can buy this card for around $2.50. Number 4, Crackdown. An enchantment spell that costs 1 white and 2 generic mana. It says the following: non-white creatures with power 3 or greater don't untap during their controller's untap steps. If you're running a mono-white deck, this card is a powerhouse. It locks down your opponent's non-white creatures and leaving your white ones safe. Since white is one of the least common colors in Commander, few decks will be prepared to stop it. This gives you a huge edge. It's a powerful meta-dependent card, making it somewhat niche. It's excellent if you are in a mono-white deck and your opponents are playing creature-heavy decks that rely on colors other than white. It acts as a somewhat one-sided board lock that can completely shut down some of your opponent's plans. It's pretty bad though if you face decks with lots of white creatures, as it doesn't really do anything against them. Overall though, in my opinion, this is a very solid card that deserves more play. It excels in mono-white decks and could be the card needed for you to clutch those much needed wins or help slow down your Commander games to help you get to those wins. You can buy this card for around $2. Number 5, Grim Feast. An enchantment spell that costs 1 green, 1 black, and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: at the beginning of your upkeep, this enchantment deals 1 damage to you. Whenever a creature is put into an opponent's graveyard from the battlefield, you gain life equal to its toughness. Yes, I know, morbid art, in fact a little bit scary, but don't let that scare you away. Furthermore, don't be concerned about the 1 damage it deals to you on each upkeep, well, each of your upkeeps. It's a minute cost for the immense value this card can provide. In the right deck, you will gain life in massive quantities, and faced off against the right deck, this will double. You can gain a lot of life. Life gain is a powerful asset in Magic the Gathering, especially in in any format to be honest, not just Commander. And this card delivers it, and it delivers it well. Since you're in green and black, you have access to a full range of removal spells and powerful creature spells that you can use to attack and destroy opponents' creatures with in combat, ensuring that you will trigger this ability consistently and amass a large life total. If you're playing against someone who's playing graveyard recursion or a lot of, aristocrat sacrifice themed strategies, you're going to gain so much life and absolutely destroy their plans. Yep, they can do what they want to do, but every time they're sacrificing something, you're gaining life. So, a bit of a double-edged sword. It's a real shame if it doesn't gain us life from our creatures dying, but then this would probably make it a little bit too OP. Nevertheless, Grim Feast is a fantastic card and very good at gaining you life if you have plenty of ways to destroy your opponent's creatures, and for just 3 total mana to cast it, you can't really complain. You can buy this card for around $11. Yes, a little bit pricey, but it's so darn good. Do any of you watching own this cool card? Let me know in the comments below. Hey everyone, if you're loving these underrated cards, do me a solid, smash that like button and hit subscribe. Every click helps the algorithm send these gems to more players who may need them. Okay, now let's get back to the list. Number 6, Starfall Invocation. A sorcery spell that costs 2 white and 3 generic mana to cast. It says the following: gift a card, you may promise an opponent a gift as you cast this spell. If you do, they draw a card before its other effects. Destroy all creatures. If the gift was promised, return a creature card put into your graveyard this way to the battlefield under your control. So the card art here is pretty mesmerizing, though I hope that the wolves are okay. I absolutely love wolves, so yeah, I don't want any of them getting hurt. The real appeal of this card is its unique gift effect. By gifting an opponent a free card draw, we get to destroy all creatures, but then return one of our own from the graveyard to the battlefield. This is an incredible rate for a single card. often offering us enough leverage to propel us far ahead. That is, of course, if we're picking a creature that has the capability to really lay down the law on the table with big stats and or powerful abilities. Once you cast a spell though, and if you do cast it for the gift, you will be the only player in play with a creature, so your opponents are going to lose all theirs and be quite behind you, especially if you've picked a very powerful creature to stay on the battlefield. The potential becomes truly explosive if you can cast it with flash, creating a devastating surprise during an opponent's turn. As a board wipe that also provides great value, Starfall Invocation is a safe and powerful inclusion in many decks. It will fit nice and snug in many 99s. I'm sure you'll like it, give it a go. I certainly like this card a lot. And you can buy this card for around $1.80. Number 7, Bulk Up. An instant spell that costs 1 red and 1 generic mana to cast. It says the following: double target's creature's power until end of turn. Flashback for 4 generic mana and 2 red mana. You may cast this card from your graveyard for its flashback cost, then exile it. So don't underestimate Bulk Up. This card can make any creature mighty beefy in an instant. I don't think many players understand or grasp how insane doubling a creature's power can actually be, especially since we can target any creature at instant speed, not just our own, our opponents too, any creature. This opens up a world of clever and very cool plays. You can be highly aggressive, double your own creature's power for a massive game-ending swing. Or perhaps you want to get a little bit political and devious, target an opponent's creature, double its power, and let it hopefully take another player out the game for you. The versatility is superb. It's a fantastic fit for many decks that enjoy aggro and chaos. It's also a perfect tool for many Voltron strategies, since 21 damage is a knockout. Bulk Up can turn an 11 power commander into a 22 power monster, ready to one-hit KO any player at the table. So if you do have a commander that's been powered up and you need that extra double buff of damage, this can do it for you for just 2 mana at instant speed. I adore cards like these. They are splashy, fun, and bring flair to your games. For just 2 mana at instant speed, it's a total underrated gem. And the flashback, that is the dessert. You can buy this card for around 80 cents, making it pretty budget friendly, so why not give it a go? Number 8, Radiant Purge. An instant spell that costs 1 generic mana and 1 white mana to cast. It says the following: exile target multicolored creature or multicolored enchantment. So, with this awesome art and efficient design, this spell is a solid one. It's perfectly suited for commander, able to answer key multicolored creatures and commanders, while also handling problematic enchantments. Of course, you only get to pick 1 though. But for a low mana cost and at instant speed, it's a versatile and strong piece of removal that's always going to be handy. You can buy this card for around 50 cents, making it very budget friendly. Number 9, Argivian Find. An instant spell that costs 1 white mana to cast, and it says the following: return target artifact or enchantment card from your graveyard to your hand. Short, simple, but very sweet. For a single white mana, this spell is an awesome recursion tool, returning a key artifact or enchantment directly to our hand. Its instant speed gives it a little bit of an edge, as it allows you to hold up mana and allows you to cast it on any turn, so you can use it to recover a vital piece at the end of an opponent's turn while keeping your options flexible. In Commander, where graveyard recursion is a pretty darn valuable tool, this card's low cost and versatility makes it a pretty darn good staple. It effortlessly rebuilds combos, recovers from removal, and generates immense value for minimal investment. A total hidden gem for sure, and you can buy this card for around 80 cents. Number 10, the final card on my list. Runic Armasaur. A dinosaur creature that costs 2 green and 1 generic mana to cast. It has 2 power and 5 toughness, and it says the following: whenever an opponent activates an ability of a creature or land that isn't a mana ability, you may draw a card. You know, it's funny, Runic Armasaur is one of those cards I always forget about, but whenever I see it in action, it always overperforms. I've run it in the past in multiple decks, and it's always been a fantastic addition. For just 3 mana, you get a solid 2/5 creature. That 5 toughness makes it surprisingly durable, allowing it to block effectively and survive most common removal spells. But the real value is in its ability. Commander is filled with activated abilities, and this dinosaur rewards you every time an opponent uses one. This can lead to a crazy amount of card draw over the game. It even triggers when an opponent sacrifices a fetch land. Now that is pure value. Runic Armasaur is a great inclusion that fits in many deck archetypes, from big green stompy and dinosaur tribal to Simic value engines. It consistently performs well wherever it is played. So if you're looking for a creature that provides super card advantage for a low mana investment, this dinosaur is a fantastic and affordable option. It's a truly underrated gem. And you can buy this card for around $2. Okay, we've arrived to the end of the video. What do you all think of the cards I've listed? Do any of you watching play these cards? Have any recommendations you'd like to share? If so, let me know in the comments section below. I love reading your comments and always try my best to answer them all. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, check out the 2 other videos that should have popped up on the screen. Please could drop a like, comment and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to keep updated for more of my future Commander content. Thanks for watching everyone, and as always, take care and goodbye.